Some people can insult them, misunderstand them, and still, they never explain. Some people can be misunderstood, blamed, or even hated, and still refuse to explain themselves, not because they have nothing to say, but because they understand something most people don't. The moment you start desperately proving who you are, you give someone else the power to decide whether you're believable. Think about the last time someone misunderstood you. Maybe a friend thought you were angry. Someone at work blamed you for something you didn't do, or someone suddenly changed their opinion of you. What was your first instinct? To explain. You wanted to send the long message, give every detail, show the screenshots, prove your intentions. And for a moment, it feels like the truth will finally set everything right. But here's the uncomfortable part. The more you explain yourself to someone who has already decided to misunderstand you, the more suspicious you can appear. Why? Because humans often judge confidence through behavior, not words. A person who is desperate to be believed can look uncertain, even when they are telling the truth. Meanwhile, someone who calmly says, "I know what happened," and refuses to enter an endless argument can appear far more powerful. But there's a deeper psychological reason people stop explaining themselves. They learn that not every misunderstanding deserves their energy. Imagine you walk into a room and someone has already created a story about you. You can spend the next hour trying to destroy that story, or you can continue living in a way that eventually makes the story impossible to believe. Most people choose the first option. They chase every rumor, correct every assumption, respond to every criticism. And slowly, without realizing it, they become controlled by the opinions they claim not to care about. The person who never explains themselves understands a different rule. Attention is a limited resource. If you react to everything, everyone gets access to you. And when people know they can provoke a reaction from you, they gain influence over your emotions. This is why emotional control can look like power, not because the silent person always has the perfect response, but because they don't feel forced to respond immediately. They can pause, observe, and decide whether the situation even deserves an answer. But there is an important difference here. Never explaining yourself is not the same as being cold, arrogant, or emotionally unavailable. Sometimes an explanation is necessary. You should explain yourself to people you genuinely care about. You should take responsibility when you are wrong, and you should communicate when silence would cause real harm. The real power is knowing the difference between communication and self-defense. Because some explanations build understanding. Others are simply attempts to beg for approval from people who have already made up their minds. And that is the hidden psychology behind people who rarely explain themselves. They have realized that your character is not created by one conversation. It is created by patterns. Over time, your actions become louder than rumors. Your consistency becomes stronger than arguments, and your peace becomes more valuable than winning every misunderstanding. So the next time someone misunderstands you, ask yourself one question. Do I truly need to explain myself? Or am I just afraid of being misunderstood? Because sometimes the most powerful answer is not a longer explanation. It is simply continuing to be the person you know you are, even when nobody is clapping, defending, or believing you.